Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys. Depending on where in the world you are. So, in this video, I'm going to be walking you through the challenge of building a technical documentation page of Free Code Camp. A really interesting challenge again. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, if you want to just open the code pen, because in this project we're going to be doing um, so, test driven development. So if you want to just scroll down and for open this, and in this basically they've already inserted a script, and they've already got the tests in which you can run them as you go along and see if you're coding the right thing. So just change the project to technical documentation, which is our current one. So let's get started. So the first user story. Okay, without beginning into the actual coding and stuff, I just want to show you guys according to what lines our web page will be. So they've already uploaded. The guys at the Free Code Camp have already uploaded an example. So our page at the end product is going to be look like this. So it's going to have a main document, and then a navbar, and then heading as well, as you can see there, and then few links and few paragraphs to links. I'm sorry about that. I meant to say bullet points and headings again here. Alright, so this is, and as soon as we click on any particular link, it will navigate to the very corresponding heading or the topic. So if we say JavaScript and Java, it will bring us to this section of the document. If we say variable scope, it will take us to variable scope section, right? And so on and so forth. So let's jump into this exciting part, which is coding. Yep. So first of all, we have the artisan number first user story. We need to create a main element with a corresponding main doc ID, and we need to give it this ID, and it will contain the page main concept, which is the technical documentation. So let's go and create this. Okay, so that would be main. Okay, that's our main document here. Main element, which will have all the content for the main document. And then what do we want to do next is, so with the main document, okay, the element which is created, we need to create some section elements, each which have a class of main section, and there should be a minimum of 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So section paste this 5 times, I would say. 2, 3, 4, 5, and each have a class of um, each has a class of main section. Alright, main section to speed up the process. What am I doing? To speed up the process, we can just copy and paste the main section class, this attribute in every section element. Alright, so if we go and see which test case, what test cases have been accomplished successfully so far, we should have the two test cases passing. Alright, let's check out the moment of the truth. Oh, 4 test cases. Alright, alright, yep, we can see that one. Main element is done here, and within the main element I can see several sections, and then the first element I have forget about the third one for now. We have reached there. Close this, go back there to the previous one, and the first element within each main section should be a header element which contains text that describes the topic of the section. So the first element within each of these main sections should be a header element. Alright, so if you want to go back and insert the header element in each section, copy and paste that one into each one. That one's done. That one's done there. And that one's done there. Alright. Do a bit of formatting of the code. It's always good to see formatted code, isn't it? So why not adopt to it? Okay. That's done. That's done. This is formatted already. This is formatted already. Yep. Okay. Now the third one is done. It describes the topic of that section. Alright. For our reference, I personally like to insert comments as well. I've just developed this new habit. It wasn't there before. Okay, so this will contain the text, the description of the topic. Description of the topic. Okay. In each one. So we have a clear idea of what needs to be done where when we actually start inserting the content of each element. What do I mean? So now you must be thinking, what do I mean by content? If this is what the content is, isn't it? Well, in that case, by content, I mean this content, this content, this content, and you must be like, ah, I see, interesting. Yes, it is. It's definitely interesting. All right, let's close that tab and move on to the next one, which is all right. Choose story 4. Is each section element with a class on main section should have an ID correspond with the text of each header. Alright, have you understood it? I haven't. So let's have a read for it again. Each section, okay, each section, which is these ones, section, 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 section. Alright, these sections should have an ID. So it's saying these sections should have an ID that corresponds with the text of each header which communicates to the text of what's gonna be here. Alright. So for example, they've also so any space there's saying that any spaces, for example in this kind of text, the spaces should be replaced by underscores. Alright, any spaces should be replaced by underscores. So if we want to go and give these IDs, okay. So actually this part should have come after this part here, because once you know what topic, sorry, my bad, this part here, the reason why is because once you know what topics are gonna be having on the page, I mean in the nav bar, then it's really easy to give the IDs to the sections that corresponds to the header element, if you know what that means. So for example, I'll take this for example again. So at the moment what the page is saying that you need to link this section with these links, but they haven't really told us to make this section yet. So I find it a bit confusing that how this section should be the prerequisite according to me. I might be misunderstanding it, but that's my interpretation. The interpretation. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and roll with the flow. Alright, and we can come back to this part after we have done user story. This part here. Okay, cool. So let's jump into user story 5. The main section element should contain 10 paragraph elements. By the way, P in HTML stands for paragraph. So paragraph elements in total. So see, not each. So in total, they should have 10 P elements. Alright, let's do that one now. So each section should have 10 P. So we can give two to each. Alright, P, P. Alright, then copy and paste that one again. Yeah, see, I'm just being lazy now. Copying and pasting things. But then it's a small way, right, to do things. As long as you have understood them. That's the main thing. If you don't understand it, I don't recommend you copying and pasting it at all whatsoever. First understand it, and then you can take all the perks of copying and pasting. Okay, one more. Another one here. Another one here. Oops. Another one here. And yep. So there we have two of each. And how many sections are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool. So let's see how many tests are passing. So now we should have another test passing, which is the P elements. User story 5. Alright. Let's have a look if it is passing. Oh, by the way, I forgot to minimize this because in this challenge we're not really using JavaScript at all. So I'll just minimize it to create additional space. Oh my, look at that. I like the space now. Okay. How many tests are passing? I want to see. 5 tests are passing. Which ones? The first element. Bro, why is that not passing? Okay, Jeff, that's the one that I told you that we're gonna come back to after we have created the links, which is these ones. Alright? Navbar, if you want to call it that. And so we were interested in user story 5. Yep, that's passing, and now what we need to do is go to user story 6, the main section elements, which is the same elements again, which is this one, okay. It should contain at least 5 code elements total. Alright, total, not each, no, total. So let's create a code 5 elements. Okay, the code, that's one element. Now copy and paste it into second, third, fourth, and last but not the least. Alright, save it. Alright, another test passing. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep, code elements. See, that was passed. Cool. So let's go to the next user story, which is the main section. Element should contain at least five links item, not each. So it's saying that the same element should contain at least 5 links. Link li, which is link items. Okay, so let's do that. Alright, so let's create the link li items and then which is the links. Okay, and let's see if that's passing the test, because I actually doubted that it's going to be passing it. So let's just have a look. Which one was that? User story 7. Okay, yep, that passed it. Perfect. Alright, so now let's go to the next one, which is 8. So I want to see a nav element with a corresponding nav bar. Alright, so let's create the nav bar, which we can do above our main, nah, not the main one, in the main one. Okay, so nav, that's done. And does it actually give an ID as well? Yep, nav bar ID, give an ID as well. Alright, that one's done there. Okay, the nav bar element should contain one header element which contains the text that describes the topic of the technical documentation. So the nav bar element should contain one header. Alright. The nav element should contain one header element and it should describe the topic. Alright. Save it and then go back to the next one, which was okay, that one was done. Yep, head element is done, and now we need to move on to the number 10. The nav bar should contain link elements, with the class of nav link. There should be one for every element with the main section. See, this is where and that this should come up before this one. reason being is that you need the content of this to match that. No, the other way around. You need the content of yeah, my bad. You need the content of this, as in these links, to match in there. Alright. So let's create these links there in the navbar. So it would be that's create an unordered list. Links, 5 links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and then give them a class of navlink. Copy and paste, then yes, I'll be lazy again. There we go. There we go. And last but not the least, actually bring them in one line so it's a bit more readable. Alright, and now we can name the topics and then the topic, these kind of topics. You know what, I'm just gonna copy these topics there. Alright, so this is introduction, prerequisites. By the way, I'm gonna give this what you should know already, a bit of a short heading. So I mean short wording. So I'm gonna replace it with prerequisites. Alright, let's do that. Actually, I'm just doing this. Yeah, cool. So prerequisites. Requisites, I spelled it wrong. This is how it's spelled. I always have problems with the spelling of prerequisites. So it's prerequisites. That is much better. Well, except I'm gonna replace JavaScript and Java with C# because I'm gonna be writing about C# more. So let's replace it with programming with in C#. Okay, and what else was there? Hello world variables. Hello world variables. Yeah, that's enough. Alright, and now what I need to do is that one's done. Yep. Alright, so this part is saying that the number of main section elements I've got, which is here, these ones, which I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These number of links should match number of those main sections. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Oops, I've got to do something. I needed to make this as links, not bullet points. So just I will do this one, make that link as well. Okay. Link, yep, and link is done there. Perfect. And the last one, which is this one, give it an anchor tag, and an anchor tag to finish here as well, and then give this one the proper tag. Alright, so that looks much better now. Oops, do this. Alright, why are these anyway? Let me see if I can remove these bullet points. Should be able to see this way. Alright, we can probably work on that afterwards. Alright, and now that's done. Correspond to the topic of the technical document. What is that one? We additionally the network should link elements with the class of nav elements. Yeah, we've done that. Elements. This should be on perfectly. Yeah, we've done that. The head elements in the nav must come before. The head element in the nav file must come before any link elements in the nav bar. I didn't get this. Let's read this again. The header element in the nav bar must come before any link elements. Okay, the header must come before the link element. Okay, which is yes, and link element. Yeah. Alright, and that one's done. Now, let's see if I'm passing this test because I highly doubt I am. Just wanna choose story 11. Yep, I'm passing that test. Yep. Now, I'm not passing that. Usually that error should contain elements with the link with the class of. There should be one for every element in the main section. Okay, what did I do here wrong? Alright. This one, we really have to be careful of these tags. If even one is wrong, it's not good. We won't pass the test. Right, so let's see if it's passing now. Yes, it is passing now. This one and that element was going for, yep. Cool. So now let's move back to this one. Now that we've got this text here, we need to give our main section IDs. So what I mean is that we need to give the IDs to this one, this section. Okay, to correspond to these links. So let's do programming and no, my bad. I'm going ahead of myself. Let's do systematically. Introduction, and then prerequisites, programming in C#. Now remember for this one, alright, I'll tell you something about this ID. For the moment, it's wrong, but I'll come back to it and correct it because this depends on another thing that I want to show you. Okay, so let's just continue for the moment. And this ID is also wrong as well. I'll show you why later. There we got the last ID. Yeah, cool. So let's insert the text of each section now, what should be in there. So give it a header 2. So introduction, copy and paste this. So that means there's no room for errors. Prerequisites, give it another header 2, and then put this one there, prerequisites. To give that one, oops, forgot to correct that tag. So this one I was talking about. Remember over here it says that any spaces should be replaced with underscores. Yes. So these are the spaces I'm gonna replace these with underscores. So this one, and here we go. That's what I meant. Alright, that one's, oops, copy and paste that one, and then header 2, and header 2, nope, header 2, and then, oopsie, I'm getting a bit too excited, I guess. Alright, header 2, hello world, variable, 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 copy and paste that there, paste that there, and yep, that's done. So now we have all these, and now we can come back to the IDs that we need to give that is as well. So most common for yep, that was done. Use story 12. Each element with a class nav link. Okay, should contain text that corresponds to header text within each section. If we have right, I think this video is going to be too long. I'll probably separate this in two parts, so please stay tuned for the next video, which is the part which will be the part 2 of build a technical documentation page. In that one we're gonna cover all the challenges. Alright, I mean the remaining parts of it. Alright, see you guys then, and until then, have a fantastic time coding, obviously. Bye.